Okay, you know who I am? Let's get right to the point. Hey, this killing in New York City is on a subway, I think, or bus or whatever. But I don't want to say it like that. It's just appalling. It just happened, and I was planning on going on a trip to New York City, but this person was killed for no good reason in the umbrella of the Kirk being killed just 2 days ago on September 10th. We just went through 9/11, and I do pay my respects to everybody. But anyway, this person was just mindlessly just killed on a... You know what that's going to do? That's going to make Uber just go absolutely crazy. If I was an Uber rider, I would just start gravitating towards Uber and towards Lyft. Because, like, that person was killed for no good reason. She was just coming from some pizzeria worker, and this random person just decided just to kill her. Yeah, I think it was a subway or was a train, I'm not sure, but anyway, that totally destroys my trip to New York City. I'm not going. Because the last time I went, it was really safe. People were walking around with I mean, it was safe. Like, that was 10 years ago, though. But wow, I'm sorry. My condolences to the people who lost their... Oh, that's horrible. Because, like, you would normally see a murder, and then the person, pretty much in their walk of life, they deserved it for some odd reason, but not random. Just, oh, that's just so horrible. But that's what I wanted to say, is that that's going to pulverize people towards Ubers, and they're going to go towards Lyft like crazy now in New York City, or even in the surrounding area. Why am I talking about it? Because it's just shocking. It's just shocking. Just in the last 2 days, there was 2 assassinations that pretty much doesn't make any sense. I understand for political, and that's not as bad as just right on top of it, just randomly killed. Yeah. Or what it's going to do is people just go more towards their homes and not go out so much. But I think that the after effects will just be for a few days, and people are going to go back to normal. Anyway, sorry for the bad tone. This morning, usually I'm talking about something encouraging, but I just can't get that off my mind. So, what are we going to do? Are we just going to cower back in our houses? Just because there's a plane crash, do we not want to ride planes? I know of train crashes, but does that stop me from taking the train ride? I know that there's so many crash relationships, but does that mean that I should stop altogether and not go through the pain of having a relationship? It's the morning. So what we're talking about really is fear. What we're talking about is just fear. Fear is a mentality. So I know that there is real circumstances behind the fear, like there's a lion and a bear, but what you can walk away with value is that you face your fear at the end of the day. Whatever it might be, you just face that fear and just come to a conclusion. Like, for instance, like I have this boss, and she's pretty over exacting. She's done her work very well. She's a fantastic precision. She could be in like archery, and she just basically put her archery into her work. I'm just saying that as a metaphor. And I love white girls that shoot arrows. It's almost like white girls that play golf. Even though, like I said in my previous videos, I don't like watching men golf, but I'll watch women's golf. Oh yeah. But anyway, we have this exactingness. I think really it should be towards the person in their individual life and not try to put that burden on other people, because they won't match up. They won't match up to that very high standard. Now, if it's the military, yeah, okay, like we're doing this for a specific reason and we have to be excellent because it's life and death. But when it's just a piece of paper going from my little box to that box, there is a specific order and a general care that needs to be done. But the over-exactingness, it seems like an over-exacting person can never be pleased. So that, whoa, that it was bright. So the actual fear of, what fear is it? I'm not going to please you, so why am I in fear? Why should I say, oh God, I'm not making my time, and oh my God, I'm not, but I'm doing the work at the best of my ability. I'm applying each and every correction, and still you're not going to be pleased. There are some bosses that produce a fear that if I make a mistake, it's like the end of the world. It's an error. All right? And so we hammer down on that error. It is very clear. I don't want to do it again because I don't want to be called into the office. But this is more talking about the general fear, and the fear is coming from a mindset. Like, I don't want to be bogged down and say I never want to go to New York City. It's like, I shouldn't be riding in a car because there's car accidents. I shouldn't take a plane because there's plane accidents. I should never have a relationship because there's too many people getting a divorce. Why should I enter into a relationship? I'm here on this planet to have a certain level of risk and unknown. That's why people love football games, because there's an unknownness about it. The fear of losing. Yes, I understand that. You know, there's a fear of losing. But we have to just come to a conclusion. The conclusion is you are not going to be satisfied as a boss. So I can rest in that. I'm not going to be stressing out over every single detail. That is your job. That is your stress. And don't put it on everyone else. And as a boss, you know, they do have right. But just because there's a fear of a certain action, I'm going to go about it at the best of my ability. So what I'm saying is that you need to have your own mindset in the atmosphere of fear. And fear can be being projected by somebody else. It can be pushed by someone else. But that's your anxiety. Don't put your anxiety on me. I'll perform to the best of my ability, but you keep your anxiety to yourself. Like, you know, like you have a aging mother, and that aging mother is coming up with all these anxieties. All right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so you have an aging mother, and then her mentality is starting to just slightly show signs. And so everything needs to be in order in the house. So you go over there and you clean her house. But then she's projecting this fear of something being out of place, because if it's out of place, she's not going to find it. So you love your mother to do these things in order to, but you got to keep your mindset. Yeah, people are projecting their over-exactingness, their fears about things being out of place. Oh yeah, we can't travel because of certain murders that are happening around the... All this is true, but I, as an individual, which according to some realms of thought, we're all interconnected. And so that, you know, interconnectiveness. I just ran over a roadkill. Anyway, that interconnectiveness, by the subconscious mind, we're like all connected. So that's why we need to be so respectful to one another. But like when a team loses, the whole city is affected, and people's mindset is affected. But when a team wins, then the whole city is affected. I'm talking about internal mindsets here. That you keep your mindset in the fog of whatever is going on, or whatever fog that you're passing through, because people do produce a certain fog. I'm at good speed. People produce a certain fog. Their mental attitude can actually produce a fog in the air, and then you have to walk through it. And I've seen women in their certain mindsets, they can throw a look. This can be for a positive or for a negative, and it totally affects me as a man. Just one look. That's just you looking. Hold on. That's just you looking at me as a woman. You can affect my internal juices on the inside. But that's them just looking at you. What about thought? That your thoughts are actually producing a fog or a cloud around you. And I don't know what the diameter is on that. You know, is it 30 feet? But you can sense people's mentality. So, yeah, you are affecting me by your thoughts, but I'm going to keep my thoughts. I am who I am. So I am a people person. I am adventurous. So I am going to go to New York City. And I am going to get in my car. Yeah, there's thieveries, but I am who I am. I don't care about I do care, but I don't care about this fog. Sometimes I spit on that word. That you produce as an individual. Yeah, there's fear in the air, but I am who I am. And I'm going to walk through this fog. Wow, why am I yelling? I'm getting all hyped up. But yeah, so this is raw, unedited content. This is a morning ride, and it's a long drag. And I'm doing this for my own protection's sake, because I can fall asleep at the wheel. It is possible because of my work schedule. So that's why I'm saying you don't have to like this and you don't have to subscribe. This is basically for my children that are never going to hear my morning talk. Like, they're never going to hear this morning side of me at the breakfast table, because that's destroyed. Our schedules are just, we got to go, pop the cereal, let's move it. Because we already stayed up late, even for entertainment purposes, we've stayed up late. But I got to stay up late in work as well. So, if you're still with me, this whole thing is about the mindset through fears. Okay? I didn't know that I was going to talk about this. It's just, I was pretty appalled by the news that I got this yesterday evening, actually. So I'm waking up on this thought process. So, is this like the real, thanks, Scope. Is this the real digital dad going on? Yeah, this is a real digital dad. The AI is taking over in conversations, and my children are not talking to me about anything. So, I don't know when they're ever going to see these videos. Probably like when they're 30 years old and they're in the shower. It's probably the only time that they can ever listen to me like this is when they're getting ready in the bathroom, especially my two girls. So, my two boys, they'll probably listen to this when they're on some long car ride somewhere. But anyway, you don't have to like this, you don't have to subscribe. Continue on with your day and your travels on YouTube and entertainment.